Welcome to Start Dakota, a show by Startup Sioux Falls where we dispel misconceptions about starting a business, uncover unique challenges faced by founders, highlight today's problem solvers, and build a stronger startup community for tomorrow. This project is powered by the SBA. Now, here's your host, Brienne Maynor.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Start Dakota. I'm your host, Brienne Maynor, president of Startup Sioux Falls. Our organization exists to empower founders. Today, we're talking to a founder who has benefited from some of our organization's resources, particularly co-starters. Julio, it is a pleasure to have you here today. First question I have for you is simply to introduce yourself and talk just a little bit about your business.
Okay, well, my name is Julio. I'm originally from Venezuela, South America. And I came here to the Midwest. I started living in Iowa 5 years ago, along with my family. And we have been living here in South Dakota about 3 years so far. And well, I've been involved in the dairy industry for a long time, about 20 years. And that's the reason we are here, because, we are rented for a lot of dairy farms and, And we've been working in that industry, and we are providing a service for, the identification service for that the dairy farms. We provide ear tags for cattle, and the name is Laser.
And where does the name stem from? I'm assuming it has something to do with your last name.
That's correct.
Okay.
My last name is Fuenmayor, and my wife's last name is Rodriguez, and so and Laser because it's a laser engraving company.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the family's always at the heart of it, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, that's so great. Next question, kind of tactical, but who is your customer? I think I know the answer to this question, but who is your customer for this product?
Yeah, my customer is a farmer. My customer is a very busy and hard work people.
Yes.
And they need to identify the cattle because every day we have a bunch of new animals being born in the farm.
Yep.
And need to get identify the animals the right way, so they can keep the control of the system. And especially we're focused on the small farmers.
Okay.
Actually, we attend the colonies around Sioux Falls, North Dakota, South Dakota, and they're my customer. They really appreciate our help, and they're so nice people, and so we're glad to serve.
So this product isn't just for cattle, right?
Yeah.
Is it so different types of animal? And also, I guess my other question is, so there are other tagging sources out there that farmers have been using. What makes your product stand apart? What problem are you solving with your product?
Yeah, well, our company started when we had after the pandemic, we have a problem with the supply chains. They were struggling with the airports and the harbors were collapsed, where the number of containers, stuck in the harbors.
Yes.
In the ports. And so there was like a start, the products, I don't remember, you can cut this, right?
It's okay.
No, we have a problem with the supply of the products in the area.
Correct.
And we started places before.
They're made of plastic, right?
Yeah, the plastic coming from China, basically.
From China. Yep.
Yeah, that's
okay.
correct.
So there's the issue.
And so when we start placing orders, and it took a longer time to get the products here in the area of the Midwest.
Yes.
Before it took maybe 3 weeks to get the products here, and then it took 2 months, then 3 months, 4 months. So at one point we start having calf in our dairies, and we didn't have any products to get it tagged.
Got it.
And so it's a big deal. When we have a small farm, maybe you can wait a little bit, but when you have a large number of cattle, like in the place we have here in Iowa, it's thousands and thousands of cattle,
Right.
and so it's a big deal. And so we thought, we need to do something. So we start contacting some suppliers around the world, and we start like trying different products, different materials,
Oh, sure.
different qualities, different colors, and we start making our tests, and we start supplying the products, to the dairy when I used to work for. And well, we start solving the problem. Then more farmers start calling, "Hey, I need your help. I need your help." And so we start providing, and we start making our clients, our customers. We start making doing business with those
Where
farmers.
were you building these products? So were you putting them together yourself? Did you have a team to help you assemble them?
Yeah, we basically bring all the products from the China, from the different factories in China.
So they're pre-building them ahead of time.
Yeah, and so they come here by plane instead of by
Got
boats, and so it can be here, as fast as in few days, let's say 5 days, and so we have here in the company we do the personalized laser engraving, and so every farm has their own system, and so maybe you want the name of your farm and the number of the animal, and then you need the date of birth or whatever you need. It's a personalized service we provide.
Yes.
And so that is good because we are small. We are a small company. Startup just starting 1 year ago, and we can personalize all the information the farmers need.
Yep.
And instead, if you place an order from another big company, maybe it will take a long time to get everything set for your information, and so that causes a big problem in the industry because you need to get your cattle identified as soon as possible to make the management of the group of animals.
Right. Yeah. So I understand correctly. So you are ordering the plastic product from elsewhere. It's being flown in, and then you're engraving on site.
Yes.
So the product that this is the laser product that you're talking about.
That's correct.
So tell me about that piece of product, and how did you develop that product? How did you pay for that product?
Yeah, well, it was a very interesting process because when we start contacting some factories in different countries, they start sending some samples, and we try everything, but some of them work and some of them didn't work, and some of them work well, but we start, they didn't last a long time, and so we start trying, testing,
trial and error.
trying and error, and even with the laser machine, we have it's a key part of the process, and they have a different, we need to know about it. It took a long time to understand well all the process, all the settings of the equipments. And so the practice, and it takes some time to develop a good product, the one we have right now, because it lasts a long time, it have very high quality, and it's affordable for the farmers around, especially at this time. They have us struggling with the prices of the commodities and the prices of the milk and everything. So,
How long have you been at this? How long has this business existed, even in its just original idea state?
Yeah, the original idea started 1 year ago.
1 year ago.
Yeah, so we started developing the business. It was, we identified the opportunity right away, And but we start I think May. It's only 10 months so far. We start selling. We start a couple of months testing the products, and I would say 10 months ago we started with the business.
Can you share any of I don't need you to tell me sales numbers, but how many clients do you have to date, or how many products have you?
Yeah, we're focused on the dairy industry because the animal industry in the Midwest is big. It's broad. We have a swine industry, we have poultry industry, we have a sheep. We have everything here in this area, but we're focused on the dairy industry because it's an industry we know well.
Right, because you worked for one.
That's correct.
Yep.
And so, well, the question was,
Sorry, just how many units have you sold?
Yeah, well,
and how many clients do you have?
Yeah, we start with 2-3 large dairy farms.
Okay.
And now we increase the numbers because but they are smaller
farms, right?
I want to set colonies around Sioux Falls,
Sure.
you know. And but I can say I was surprised when we were checking numbers last week, because I would say we are like selling now the 3x or 4x what we sold.
Wow.
Yeah, let's say, yeah, all we sold last in 3 months. Yeah, we are selling like 3 times when we start selling in the beginning. So
Unbelievable.
Yeah, yes.
So this thing's got legs, right?
Yeah.
There is a growth trajectory happening.
That's correct.
How have you grown? How have you scaled in this year? Have you hired staff?
Yeah.
What resources did you need to lean on to help you scale this growing business?
Yeah, well, we hire some freelance salespeople, you know. They are placing orders.
Perfect.
And we have one team in place. We have people receiving orders, processing, and engraving, and shipping. And now, they're doing a good job. That's the reason we're creating a system, you know, can work and have a good performance and, you know, and reach our goals that we have. But it's growing fast.
And where is this business? Do you have a headquarters, a warehouse?
Yeah, we have a warehouse here in the area, the Harrisburg area.
Harrisburg.
Yeah, that's correct. So it's very easy when you can go. You know, we can know. It's better to be outside of the downtown.
Yes.
You know, for some reason.
If anything, for the rent, right?
Yeah. And so we can access, you know, the dairy farms, you know, outside the city. Yeah, it's working very well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I understand how this connection came to be because you worked for a dairy farm, but I want to know more about your upbringing, your education. Like, what drove you towards this entrepreneurial path in your life? What was your childhood like?
Yeah, it's a very
me
good
more.
question. It's a very good question. Yeah, well, I grew up in a family, my local merchant family down in Venezuela, you know, South America. Especially my granddad, I learned a lot from him. He was a entrepreneur, and so I saw him all my life, you know, trying different businesses. And and he died 1 year ago. 93 years old, and he built his life working and trying different kinds of business. And so I love, you know, to learn. I love to learn. I have reinvented myself many times, and I learned something from, let's say, John Maxwell. It's about the return of the failure. And so I have failed, you know, so many times, and I have learned, you know.
That's how we learn.
And so I think that in my way, for me, the success is a cycle. That is 5-step cycles. When you test something, an idea, you know, maybe you think in a business, you can find an opportunity, you know, around you, and then you test, you know, then you failure, then you learn. 4th step is you improve, and the 5th step is you re-enter.
Yes.
So every time that happens, you know, you make a step uphill step, and so the same happens. So you can try and keep trying. Every time you try and failure and test, you know, and improve and re-enter, and so you grow.
Right.
And so this is the way I've done in my life, and I can see, you know, you maybe from one day to another day you don't see the difference, but when you go back and, you know, 5 years ago, when you were at that time, now where you are, and working new projects, and so you can see, oh, that works.
You strike me as someone who's very patient, methodical. Where have those moments of frustration been in this year that you've been on this journey? And have there been any moments where you wanted to quit?
Yeah.
And tell me about a tough time that you overcame.
Well, for those times, there is something that I call the anticipate failure.
Okay.
And so it's when like one pilot, he knows that sometime something's gonna fail, and so you can have a plan in your mind. If this happen, I do this and this and this. And so I made a commitment with myself, my mental commitments, and so and I got three. It's three commitments I made. The first one is when something fails, or when I test something and something is, and I don't want to quit. I mean, some people run away, but I'll say no. I will keep moving. I won't stop. I won't freeze. I keep moving. This is my first commitment. My second commitment with myself is I will adjusting. I will adjust. I will keep adjusting. Sorry for my English sometimes.
Don't you dare apologize.
I will keep adjusting. The second one, and the third one is I will keep believing. Yeah, I will keep believing.
Absolutely.
And so because I think my mission is greater than the failure. And so every time I feel like down because we're struggling with the life, with the problem. I do that.
Yeah.
I move. I move fast and I reinvent myself. So I think this is the way you can grow in life.
I have the song, I don't know if you're familiar with the band Journey, but now I have the song Don't Stop Believing in my head.
Yeah, for sure. Don't stop, for sure.
Don't stop.
Believing. Yeah, that's correct.
awesome.
Yeah, I love that song.
Oh, I love it. Okay, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, I want to talk about your journey through Co-Starters.
Oh, okay.
So,
perfect.
We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Amos, the community coordinator at Startup Sioux Falls, and I hope you're enjoying the show. Start Dakota is hosted by Startup Sioux Falls. We provide resources to make starting a business easier, including events, programs, mentorship, ecosystem navigation, and an actual space. If you have ever aspired to launch something of your own or run a business currently, we want you to join our community. Start with Startup Sioux Falls at startupsiouxfalls.com/start. We're excited to connect with you. Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. Now let's get back to the show.
All right, welcome back to Start Dakota. We're here talking with Julio. He's telling me his story of innovation and grit and determination and a little bit of patience, right? A little bit of belief.
Yes.
I want to get into the nitty-gritty of this Co-Starters program that our organization has had the pleasure and the gift of being able to provide to more communities across the state of South Dakota. Prior to receiving this grant, our organization only had the capacity to run 2 or 3 cohorts a year. And with this opportunity, now we're able to partner with area organizations to offer the opportunity to a broader spectrum of community, different cross sections of community. How did you learn about the program? First of all, who nudged you, or how did you hear about the program?
Well, I was attending the citizenship classes at LSS,
Okay.
Lutheran Social Services.
Yes.
And then I saw, the post that they were going to start that program. And firstly, my wife, she saw the post, say, hey, this is for you.
Yeah.
And so I contact, the LSS team, and they were so kind, and they provide all the information I was looking for.
Yep.
And that's the reason I started.
Great. What were your initial thoughts and hopes? Like, as you were applying, what were you hoping to get out of the program?
Well, at the beginning, I thought it was everything about numbers, numbers and and metrics and KPIs and that kind of stuff. But then when I started and I look around, I saw all my partners went from different countries, different cultures, and I said, oh, this is bigger, than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And then we start working the mentality, and the mindset in the first classes. And wow, I said, wow, this is. And so I understood the mission of the program, and I'm so glad to be part of the program, because we were surrounded of, the good vibes, and people, trying to reach their goals in life, and everybody had their own dreams in life, and that was, and so I found all the peoples were moved by passion, by emotion, and it was beautiful, it was wonderful, and I think it's something great for people starting a new life in this country.
Yes.
You need to keep it forever.
Yes. Amen. So not only did you participate in the graduation where you all, I believe your whole cohort pitched the night of your graduation, but you were selected to pitch at our annual pitch night event. Yes. What was that experience like for you to go on the stage in front of the Sioux Falls community and talk about your business and be judged for that?
Yeah, well, it was a great experience in my life. I thought that I was able to to speak in public, But when I went there, I saw that people, they are big people there.
Yeah.
I mean, all them,
it was a night.
Businessmen and people from the media, from different, and I think it's a big opportunity to, let people know about your project, about your venture. And so, but the most important is after that, after my pitch, so people coming to me, and say, hey, my name is, Brenna, and I'm part of this organization. I would like to talk to you because I think your project is, can grow and you can help you to impact the community around Sioux Falls.
Yes.
And so I think that was the best part of the business. And when you see the rest of your cohort, your partners, classmates, and that area supporting you, with a good vibe, emotion, and supporting, and you can feel, that it comes from the heart, and I think it was a great thing happened to me at the time.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Do you keep in touch with your cohort?
Yes.
Are you planning any reunions? How do you stay in touch with each other?
Yeah, well, we have a group on the social media.
Perfect.
And our teacher Terry Lane, remember?
Yes.
It's a very nice guy.
Can never forget that guy.
No. Yeah. It's a very nice guy, and he, used to send some information, share some information with us. And we have been supporting another partner, classmate from Japan. He has a yoga studio. And
right.
Yes. Yeah. And so when we attend that class or
Awesome.
that session, we keep in touch, and we are always sharing
supporting
information.
each other.
Yes, that's correct.
Fantastic. So I have to acknowledge the fact that this journey couldn't have been an easy one for you, coming from somewhere else into this community. What were your hesitations? What were your worries and concerns as you were moving into the Sioux Falls community? And what has surprised you about living here in the Midwest? And you haven't just lived in Sioux Falls, you've lived in several different Midwest communities. What has that process been like for you and your family?
Well, I think the most surprising thing we found here is the kindness of the people.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah. Because we have, most of the Latin American people that come here, especially from South America, they used to move to maybe some, another state like Florida or Texas, because the weather. And so you go there, you can see like these are big cities are busy, always noisy,
right?
And and so then when you come here, you feel so peace. You feel the peace in the environment, you know, and so you can grow your kids, you know, in a healthy environment. American. So even my kids, when they go to school, is so beautiful when you see the kids supporting each other, you know, and so that's the thing. I think this is the best we have found here.
Oh, that is so wonderful to hear. What have been some struggles, and what advice would you give to a family that is not from the United States who is thinking about or is going to relocate to a place like Sioux Falls?
I think the most the difference I found is not in the culture, you know.
The culture.
Yeah, because in Latin America, you know, the life is like a slower, you know, you take a nap after lunch and then you work 8 hours, you know, and then you come here. I learned that the time is money.
Yeah.
And you need to move fast, you know, because here in this place is better, you know, it's not
kind of happy medium.
I think that happened when the people coming from the other countries coming here, they feel like, oh, here we need to move faster. We need to, you know, because it is the way that the life is here. Right. You know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And so this is the first. But what I used to say to my crew or my team and say, well, here you need to move fast, do your best and move fast. It's the best advice I can tell my friends, you know.
Right.
And so, and the other thing that is important to know is about credit. Credit in our communities, you know, in our countries, the credit doesn't exist, you know. And so here I think is a important thing. You need to know about the credit score and how it works and what you can do to improve your score, and so you can have access to the, you know, financial institution that can boost your project. You know, you can support your projects, and so I think it's a very important part of the adaptation. You know, when you come from other countries outside the United States.
Have you utilized any loan services through this process?
Yes, we have found, you know, good support.
Great.
And when I remember the pitch night when they finish, it's amazing. In our countries doesn't happen, you know. Like a financial institutions or organizations like SBA come to you and say, hey, I can help you. Call me, I can support you.
Right.
That is something amazing. That is another big change or a big key, that happened at the time when I was there, and that is what the entrepreneurs need to reach the goals that they have in life.
Fantastic. We're going to take another break. When we come back, I want to talk about the future, and it sounds like you've got some news to share, and I'm going to try to get it out of you.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Business Minute, a recurring segment powered by the SBA, where we'll share business facts and resources available to entrepreneurs throughout the U.S. Small Business Administration. This is Sadie Sweer, Executive Director of SD CEO East Women's Business Center. Did you know, in 2018, immigrants owned 18% of employer firms? The industries with the greatest share of immigrant workers were accommodation and food services, looking at 37% of those, and retail trade, 24% of those. Interested in starting a business or already own a business? There are many free resources available. One of those resources is Startup Sioux Falls Co-Starters Business Accelerator Program. Co-Starters is a 10-week program designed to provide you with the insights, relationships, and tools to turn your ideas into action and a sustainable business. Startup Sioux Falls is proud to partner with the following organizations to expand the delivery of the Co-Starters Business Accelerator: LSS Center for New Americans, MB, Dakota Resources, and Thunder Valley. We are offering this program through the Community Navigator Pilot Program, powered by the Small Business Administration. Learn more about co-starters and the Community Navigator Pilot Program at startupsiouxfalls.com/start.
Okay, welcome back to Start Dakota. We're here talking with Julio of Furrow Laser. Am I saying it right?
Yep,
Yes,
perfect.
I nailed it. We've talked through your journey up until now. You graduated co-starters. You've been doing this for a year. What's next for Julio and his family and the business?
Yeah, well, next I'm moving. We are planning to move this summer to California.
Okay.
Yeah, and so well, the plan is to grow the business over there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep the office running here in Sioux Falls, but I'm gonna start another
Division.
over there. And so this is the plan we have for the future: new opportunities. We're gonna meet new people, and so we're gonna keep looking around for new opportunities. I'll say need that the industry or the or economy have, and so we can maybe start another venture. Why not?
My goodness. You sound like a serial entrepreneur. Like maybe you've got some more ideas up your sleeve. So how does that make you feel? So it sounds like you've moved quite a few times as a family, but now you're going from the Midwest to the West Coast. What are you looking forward to? And how can we stay connected? It sounds like you're going to keep your operations here. Are you hiring somebody to run the operations here? And will you be back to visit so we can hang out?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. We're gonna make in a partnership with my cousin is gonna take care of the business, under my direction.
Great.
And so I love to be coming here to check the business, maybe a few times in the year.
Sure.
And and as you told me, we moved. This is the third time we move. We moved from Venezuela to Ecuador, South America.
Okay.
And so it was the place where my kids born, my two youngest kids.
Yeah.
And then we moved from Ecuador to Iowa.
Okay.
Then from Iowa to South Dakota, but it's
pretty similar.
But now we are planning to move to the West
Wow.
Coast. But yeah, we're very excited because every time you move, you keep your energy, and move. And for sure, we're gonna know new people. We're gonna meet new people.
Yes.
We're gonna know new areas, new location, new weather. And it's always when you keep move, you'll never stop. For sure, great things happening in our life.
I love your mindset.
Yeah.
So you're going to continue on with your full-time job while keeping this business on the side.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself and this business in 5 years?
Well, this models can be, you can scale, the sale, because we can do the same we did here in another state, once in other states. And so that's what the next step. I think we need to start selling, nationwide, scale the sales. And I think the sky's the limit for us. Yeah.
What resources do you need to get there?
Well, we need to work a little bit on some registration, because when you sell your products in other states, you need to accomplish the regulation of the USDA. This is, it's cattle. So we need to work on that first and do some field tests around the country.
Sure.
They want to test the products in different areas, different weathers, and try the quality and try they can keep the engraving for a long time.
Sure.
And so I think this is the next step. But when we finish that process, it might take a while. We can grow our business. So I would say 10, 20x.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It sounds like you're connected to some pretty powerful networks at this point. You talked to me at the break about 3 masterminds that you're a part of. Can you talk about those groups as much as you can say?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're top secret.
No, it's not top secret.
Just kidding.
Because as I told you when I started this interview, I come from a entrepreneurial family.
Yep.
I talked about my granddad. My granddad passion was real estate. And so, unfortunately, in our country, real estate is struggling because the political issues, But and so I have been learning about real estate investing, and we have, here in this area, we have invest in some projects.
Okay.
And so, we're part of a mastermind in real estate investing. Focus on the multifamily real estate investing is very interesting. So I met with people from different states like New York, New Jersey, and California, and we have a meeting every Wednesday. Yesterday we had a meeting, and that's a very important to me because we have met people, doing, amazing, it's the, you don't know, you never know, what people is doing and what opportunities you can find outside. And so through the mastermind, you meet people doing different businesses within the real estate industry. And some people invest in commercial real estate, another in multifamily, another fix and flicks, and so you can define your strategy. It's a broad industry. You can, and so we are learning about it and every time. And the other important thing of the masterminds I used to be part is the accountability.
Oh, accountability. 100%.
When you set your goals or you in a period of time, and then somebody wants to say, hey, what did you do? You told us 2 months ago that this is your goal. What did you go to the gym? It's not only investing, it's about your
Absolutely.
life. And so that is that makes you move,
Yes.
and have a high commitment with yourself and your community.
Yes.
And that's helped us a lot to grow. And so basically I participate in that mastermind real estate investing, but I also participate in a mastermind, and it is in Spanish. It's in Florida. It's about the mindset, about meditation and the power of your mind. And so, it has been very important for me and for my family to learn about it, how your brain works or how your mind works and create your reality. And it's something that I will recommend to everybody around me.
I'm shocked at how well-rounded you seem. Like you seem like you're working around the clock on all these different ventures, and you've got a full-time job, and you have a family. How do you manage it all? And what do you do for yourself that recharges you, resets you, keeps you going day to day? What do you do for yourself?
Well, what I do is first we have built a very good team with my wife and myself. We support each other, and so in the morning when we used to attend the gym every morning at 4:00 in the morning. And so when I don't want to, because I feel tired, my wife said, hey, get up. Get up. Remember our commitment. We're gonna make. And so that is we start the day with that energy.
Yeah.
And so then we share our duties. My wife does a great job helping, taking good care of the family. And then after school, they have more activities like taekwondo and gymnastic. And
so you're the bus driver.
Then, then when I come back home, we take care of the business. Yep. I check numbers and everything. And then maybe we have a mastermind meeting. And this is the way. But when I come back home and I look at my kids, it's just the most important part. I forget all the bad day or the struggling we had during the day. It's just the energy recharge that we have at the end of the day. And
I bet they're so proud of you.
Yeah.
and that will reflect on them, right? They see their dad and their mom working so hard. I'm guessing they're going to be chips off the old block to some degree. Do you see any sort of entrepreneurial mindset coming out of your kids?
Yes.
I would assume so.
Yes, they have a rule at home. We always say, we always say Andres. Andres is my older. Andres, my older son. Here is 11. He just turned 11 last week, and he said he wants to become a video game designer.
Yeah.
And I want to ask Andres, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you grow? And he says, no, I'm gonna be the owner of my own video game designer company.
Okay.
But first, I'm gonna work in Japan because I'm gonna learn from a big company. And then I'm gonna run my own business. So
He's got it all mapped out.
when I hear that, it's music to my ears, and I say, well, we are doing a good job. Yeah, for sure.
Good work, Dad. This has been a pleasure. Before we say goodbye, so we're gonna take one more quick break, and then we're gonna come back, and I'm just gonna fire some fun questions at you.
Okay.
So we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Jeff Hayward with Startup Sioux Falls. Welcome back to the Co-Starters Challenge, a recurring segment where we'll provide some tips for launching or growing your startup, as well as an action you can take called fieldwork. This month, we're going to identify your costs, both what you need to start up, as well as your ongoing expenses that will be required to operate. Startup costs are everything you need before you can serve your first customer, like equipment purchases, hiring a graphic designer, and leasing a retail space. Ongoing costs are those you'll continue paying once you're operating, like marketing, rent, and software license fees. Your fieldwork this month is to get your startup and ongoing costs down on paper. While you're building your list, remember to consider paying yourself. If you can't afford to pay yourself, your business is not sustainable. Most businesses start without the founder getting paid, but it needs to be a goal, so include it in your costs. That's all for this month. We'll see you next time.
Okay, welcome back to Start Dakota. We're here talking with Julio about all things cattle tagging. He's moving to California. There's just not a lot going on in your life at all. So, as we're going through our lives, there are things that we like and we don't like. And so I'm just going to ask you a few questions about things that you prefer over others. So first, software applications. Do you prefer Facebook, WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
No, I love privacy,
Yes.
And yeah, I love that a lot. And when I share something on Facebook, it's only like to keep the record of that step in my life.
Yep.
But every day I share, when I found a good information, and maybe in another social media, like they say YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think I can add value to someone from my family or from my community or from my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I share through WhatsApp, and I see it's like a direct communication with everybody.
Yes.
I love that.
Well, internationally too, it really does make more sense. That's what I had to download it when my husband traveled internationally, and I've come to prefer it. So I might be changing my mind. Next hard-hitting question here is coffee or tea?
Coffee, for sure.
What kind of coffee?
Absolutely.
Do you have like a favorite coffee?
No, just, cappuccino, the
Cappuccino?
more famous, but
Okay.
cappuccino.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
If you said winter, I'd be
Absolutely
like, you're moving to the
summer.
wrong place. You're going to be disappointed. Salty food or sweet food?
Sweet, but
You're torn though, right?
Yes, because we stopped eating sugar 1 year ago. Yeah, we don't take
Like no sugar
no
at
sugar.
all.
Only if, for example, it's your birthday and you share some
Yes.
cookies. I'm gonna share for you. But every day, on a daily basis, we don't
sugar.
no sugar. At the beginning was like shocking, like but then when I drink something with sugar, it's shocking.
Just icky. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's too much.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow. So you can, but I think we are doing something, good for our health
Interesting.
and health, teaching our kids to
Absolutely.
live like that.
Teach my kid, would you?
Yeah.
She lives on sugar.
yeah, really. Yeah, no, I think sugar is
It's terrible.
Terrible, and most of the
delicious.
diseases,
Yes.
we have now is come from the
So-
the excess of the sugar. Everything excess is bad.
Yes.
But I prefer to stop eating sugar for the rest of my life.
If there's one thing you could eat for the rest of your life, what would you eat?
Wow,
What's your favorite thing?
It's a good question. Well, I would say proteins,
Proteins?
and maybe Yeah, proteins.
Like which
and
kind? Like a
salads.
steak?
Steaks.
yeah.
A steak, especially, let's say fish.
Oh, okay.
Fish and salads. I will
Why
be.
are you
yeah.
so healthy?
I don't know.
I have to get your playbook. I got to start working on that. Do you prefer hoodies or blazers?
Hoodies or blazers?
Yep. So like a hoodie sweatshirt or like a blazer jacket?
No,
to wear?
hoodies.
Hoodies?
Yeah, absolutely.
Comfort,
yeah.
right?
Yes, that's correct.
Excellent. Oh, and then the last one, the most important question, beer or wine?
Wine.
Wine?
Absolutely.
I can see that about you. There's sugar in wine, though.
Some sugar, but I can only drink a glass and
Yep.
that's it.
Are you red or white?
Red.
And what kind of red? Now I'm going to get real specific now.
Maybe I love, Merlot, but
Yeah.
the sugar content is high, and so
yes.
maybe I prefer a Cabernet Sauvignon. That would be enough.
So we're going to go get some wine. Now I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. It has been such a pleasure. We're sad. Sioux Falls is sad to have you go. I will tell you that. I am so happy that you're keeping some of your operations here in our city. Please know that this community is here for you in whatever capacity you need. If you're listening, this guy's amazing. Reach out to him, connect with him. We'll get all your contact information on here. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck on your journey to California.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I've enjoyed this interview.
Don't stop believing, right?
No, never.
Don't stop believing. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for Start Dakota. Visit our website at startupsiouxfalls.com to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please tell a friend to rate our show on iTunes. If you are a founder and aspiring entrepreneur, you can get started by visiting our website at startupsiouxfalls.com/start. Start Dakota is made possible by funding from the U.S. Small Business Administration. With this funding, Startup Sioux Falls is piloting an expanded version of its Co-Starters Business Accelerator program and providing additional resources to support underserved founders. Start with Startup Sioux Falls.